Hi guys, welcome back to Just Railroading. My name's Charlie. Let's see what we got on the workbench today. So today we're going to be working on this old American Flyer 1093. And I just got that coach laying there with it. I'm going to oil the wheels, and that's pretty much all it's going to need. But the main focus today is going to be on the engine. This is an electric engine, you know. That's what it's based on. It's supposed to be an electric engine. It's not in terrible shape, paint-wise. You know, it's quite nice. A little dirty on top. Probably cigarette smoke. I'm going to see if I can get that off, but I don't know. It's in pretty good shape, though. The real problem with this locomotive is the shell itself is broke. Little tabs are missing, so the way it would have worked, if I can get this thing off, the way it would have worked, you got those slots there, okay? On the shell, you would have two tabs on each end. And on the frame itself, it's also got those same slots. So the tabs on the shell would have went through this, and held the whole thing together. But when you needed to service the motor, you had to unbend those tabs. So I believe that's what's happened. It's just been took apart so much. They've fatigued those tabs on that shell. So I have an idea on how to fix this. I'm going to take machine screws and glue them in here and mix up some JB Weld and secure them really good. And I'm just going to drill these slots out, make them into holes, and then the whole thing will slide on. You can just put it on with nuts on the bottom. That's my idea of fixing it. So the man said it does run. I didn't see it run. He said there is a wire broken, but wires kind of like s'mores that's been melted over a campfire. So I don't know what the deal is with all that. So we're just going to take it apart and get into it. So let's get started on it. Alright, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bench test this thing to see if it'll even run. It does have some zinc pest in these wheels, just a little bit. It's not enough to damage them or anything. It's in really good condition. I didn't pay a lot for this thing. He wanted $125 for it, and I picked it up and was just looking at it. You know, I was kind of interested in it, that passenger car. And he said, "What do you give me for it? Make me an offer." So, you know, me not wanting to be insulting, and because I know a lot of people think their stuff's gold when it's not, I just said $50. He looked a little funny for a second, and then he come back with a counter offer of $60. And then I said $55, and he said, "It's yours." So I got it for $55. I don't think that was too much, considering, you know, it's almost close to 100 years old. And, you know, it's not in terrible condition. So I think I'm going to see if it's even going to run the way it sets now, and then we'll go from there. Alright, let's see if this thing will even run. It's running, but I think it's running in reverse. Well, no, it ain't. It's going forward. Ah, that's that wire he was talking about. It's right there. This little sucker will fly. Yeah, right here. Okay. Shouldn't be a problem. Heck, I could probably use the wire he gave me with it to fix it. So, alright. We know it works. We know it'll run. So it's going to be a pretty simple fix for the motor. So this is going to be the challenge. So let's dive in. Alrighty, so it looks like I can pull this plate off with these tabs on the bottom. I can put me a new wire on there. That wire goes up and runs through the brush plate here. Okay, and then this one here is going straight off of the winding. I might just have to heat shrink all these now that I'm looking at it, because there ain't really a whole lot I can do for them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pull this plate off and get this brush took loose. Yeah, that is quarter. It's just so screwed up. It's hard to tell. There we go. This is like a protective paper, just to keep the brushes from arcing against the winding. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to break all these old plastic off and heat shrink it up. These were probably covered with something originally, so all we got to do is just heat shrink it. I don't know why this wire, no, it's not broken, it's just been pulled out. I see. Okay. I mean, that makes it simple. Okay, so put some new heat shrink on those, and pretty difficult working on this thing. It's small. Okay, there's two wires, and this one has a thing you can remove it with. Okay, get that out of there. Yeah, I can just heat shrink these, fix them right back up. I just gotta remember where they go. Luckily I got video to help me. So it looks like for that one we probably need about that much for it. Okay. Slide that over it. That one we're gonna need about that much. And this one's gonna need about that much. All right. Alright, there that is. I just gotta reinstall this little wire here in there, and then get it to go back up through this hole. There's another wire hook, but this is going to the light and it looks good. Just like whatever kind of wire they used, the coating that was on it didn't hold up good. First generation rubber covered wires, I guess. There we go. Let's got that back on. Now our little brush plate. I might just go ahead and pull it off, clean that armature up. There we go. So they got little springs, little plates. That's the smallest little guy I think I have ever seen. It ain't really that bad dirt either. Simple. Pretty cool. Oops. Where'd it go? There it is. These things are tiny. I shouldn't have took them apart. Got a little spring. I think I'm just going to put it back together. It don't even really need cleaning. I shouldn't have even took it apart. Okay, it's going to be a challenge. What was that? Oh, that was the spacers. Great. I beat the floor gremlin. Okay. Floor gremlin couldn't get him. I beat him. Now, see if we can. Shit. You done either way you go.
One minute, 37 seconds later.
All right. Now, if I remember correctly, there's that one. Seemed like that one was grounded, and this one goes over here. Okay. Put this little plate back on. This, I think it was supposed to probably go down here. That's what it looks like. Someone put it on this way. Yeah. I bet it is supposed to go down there on the bottom. 2 screws. But I'm going to put it back up on the top just because that's where it was. I've noticed some people do things and they did them for a reason. It had been that way a while. Okay. See if it'll run now. Any better. Before I do that though, I'm going to oil it. See how she runs now. Should run better. I might have to put some glue on those wheels. That and there just went, oop, I ain't doing this no more. Alright, let's do that real quick. Yeah, see, these have zinc pesty real bad in them. So they're wanting to no longer be. Got a little bit of glue. That'll take care of that problem. Get a little too tight though, it'll be bad. Okay, a little bit of play. I don't know if this one was that way or not. I think it was just this one up front. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay. That motor is done. I'm going to set that to the side and we'll work on this shell now. Alright, so this shell, you ain't going to be able to see it on camera, but I can see it with my eye. But basically, right about here, there would have been two little tabs. And it would have been that way on both ends. Just right about there. So what I'm going to have to do is take some machine screws and basically reattach. Put a screw on each corner. As straight as I can get it. I'm probably going to use super glue. So I'm going to sand that metal down just a little bit on the corners. We'll attach those screws. Then I'll have to drill out the frame on the corners to take the screw holes and on the chassis. And then we should be able to put this thing back together. And I might try to maybe clean this stuff off the top. I don't know. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so took it in the house, cleaned it up in the sink, got a little bit of that cigarette tar off the top, and I used the old super glue and baking soda method on these studs. So I got them glued on, so now I just got to drill out this frame and drill out the actual motor itself on these corners here. And then I can put my nuts on. And this project will be done. Alright guys, I put it back together. I didn't film any of it because it was kind of a frustrating thing, but basically all I did was just drill those slots out and make the studs fit up through it. But it's put back together now. I got the light bulb back, so it's pretty much done. It's ready to go. So I'm going to take it over there and put it on the track. And before I do though, I'm going to go ahead and lubricate up this passenger car. Not that it really needs it, because well, it only weighs probably 5 ounces. It ain't very heavy. I'm hoping I can find some more of these with the same color. The guy I got this from only had this one, so I'm hoping maybe I can find at least 2 more to go with it. But other than that, it'll be a pretty cool little train. Alright guys, got them both on the track. Well, got the electric one on the track. That's one I picked up here recently. I figured I'd just run them for fun. So, let's see if it'll work. Oh yeah, it works just fine. Yep. Runs pretty good. It's pretty quick. But yeah, I say that repair was a pretty good success. So I'm putting that putting that shell back on. So I'm going to go ahead and call the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.